Hello there. I haven't done like an evolutions video in a while. It's actually been a couple years, but I really got a great opportunity to do one today because I actually have all three versions of this vehicle. So I'm going to start, I'll look at the vintage one real quick, but we're going to start with the box for the new Darth Vader's TIE Advanced. If you are a box collector, you're going to like this one. That's a great photo there. You got the side here. This picture will come in when we get to the new vehicle and we look at it. This is very important. So just remember this when we get to it. Okay? And then we have the back here. Shows you everything it comes with. We'll talk about all of this stuff in the vehicle in a minute. This great action shot there. And then this here showing you that. This is the top of the box, and again, really nice photo on there. And then the bottom, kind of like this actually should be on like the front of the box, because if I remember right, if you look at the vintage box, this is kind of how they had a similar setup. The Vader sticking out of the top of the TIE and like 3 stormtroopers in front of it. But again, so great packaging for Hasbro lately has been really on point. So no argument there, but let's look at the vehicles themselves. And this is what I really wanted to do, because we can look at them from back from the vintage days from like 78 and up to this one here today. So let me just pause real quick and I will grab my first my vintage vehicle. So hold on. Okay, so here is my vintage. This is actually my childhood toy vintage TIE fighter, Darth Vader's TIE. This was the only TIE fighter I had as a kid. My best friend had the regular TIE and I had this one. So it was kind of fun to have, that variety there when we played. But, it was fun. It was like when I was a kid, I'd reverse the wings and make it like a TIE interceptor. So I always put a TIE fighter pilot in here. And, but again, this thing is well loved. This thing doesn't stay on there much anymore. So expect that to pop off. Sit like that. I'm just going to leave it to the side for right now. But yeah. The electronics have not worked in this in years. I have not tried to repair it. I probably will. I have to check Toy Ploy. I'm sure he's got something. And but again, let me just look at the cockpit here. So you had this. It was very similar to the other TIE, the white one. And then this rose and lowered. So you can put your guy in and lower him in. It was great. It had the noise and this light up. Stickers on this have seen better days. So, but for the most part, this thing is great. And as I shoot that across the room, that's awesome. But again, for its day, this was a fantastic vehicle. I love, like I said, you can tell by the condition, this thing was well played with and well loved. Okay, jeez, it just popped off my hand there. So, you can see here. Good Lord, I'm just gonna leave it off. But yeah, rear goodness. Like I said, folks, well loved here. And but you can see, fantastic vehicle for the day. I love the vintage TIEs. They were great. So just an awesome vehicle overall. And this is what we had until like mid 90s, and I will show you that one. Okay, so here is the Power of the Force 2 version. I think they started coming out in, I want to say 95. It was probably later than that. It was probably like 98. But as you can see, it's definitely a little more film accurate. Instead of the stickers, it's got this like raised edge here. It looks, it's painted. It looks really good. It's a definite improvement. This here, down here, I love this. It's got this little trigger feature right here, and so when you pull that back, these guns come out. I know that's not in the film, but it's a nice play feature for this. Remember, it is, it's a toy. And then also you have the 2 levers up here to fire these missiles. Yeah, so there's one of the missiles there. They both shoot pretty well, but so there you go with the missiles there. Definitely a good look cockpit here. Let's take a look in the cockpit. So I have, This is one of my Evolutions Vaders, if I remember correctly. And so, again, decent cockpit. Doesn't raise and lower like the vintage tie, but that's fine. Doesn't need to. Like I said, Vader sits in there quite well. It does have like some little things for him to like look like controls, but not really a whole lot. But again, you know, for what I have him do, you know, it's basically sitting on my shelf between two regular ties, you know, just like the movie. So he's got his two wingmen. And again, a great vehicle for its day. You know, you know, but you're looking at something that's about 30 years old, and that's fine. You know, I mean, I think it's still aged pretty well. It's a really good one if you have it in your possession. It works really well. It's a great vehicle. But now, let's take a look at the TVC version. Okay, so here is the TVC version. Like I said, just got this a couple days ago, and I'll tell you right now, it's not a toy, it's a display piece. It is really, really well done. I mean, some assembly required. You put these on. This panel here, like I said, it's removable. So you can put on this damaged piece here. It goes on very easily. You know, it's like this little slide thing here, and then there's three little tabs that pop in on the main wing. And then you have a battle damaged tie from the lookout. You know, granted, you don't see it in the movie. I'm not going to display it with this damaged piece. I think it's great that it came with it, but it's not going to stay on there. I'm going to keep the original undamaged piece on it. So, and it, again, it's like this thing looks really good. As far as to the, you know, the accuracy to the movie model, I think they did a great job. And I'll tell you right now, this thing has some weight to it. It is very solid. So you can see the detail here. You got the guns here. Again, look at the texture on the panels here, whether they're solar panels or radiators, I don't know. The back here, you can see the lights that were on there. 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. But I mean, yeah, that just looks great. I mean, the color's really awesome. I think they do a really good job there. And again, here's the side with the piece, the removable piece in it. I mean, it's seamless. Look at that. Very well done. Okay, so here's where we get to a little bit of a gripe, okay? But, okay, so if you look in here, I mean, the cockpit is really well upgraded. You got some really good looking stuff in there. You know, it really kind of looks movie accurate, but if you look at the steering yoke here, let me see if I can get in there really good. There should be a sticker here with, and it's not, you know, that's where the targeting computer is supposed to be. And it's not there. And, you know, like I said, we go back to the box. It's on the box. Hasbro, what are you doing? That's just crazy. It's, like I said, I really like the vehicle. I mean, it's kind of a minor gripe, but it's like you put it, you had it on the box for the box photography, and you don't put a targeting computer on the actual item itself. What are you thinking? Luckily, and I will leave a link in the description, Jayson at YakFace has a file that you can print, if you can print to a sticker, and then you can add the sticker yourself. I have not done it yet. I might do it in the future. Like I said, this thing is going to be up on a high shelf between 2 other ties. It's not like anyone's ever really going to see it. But, you know, I might do it just so that I know it's there. And it'd be kind of fun. If I do, maybe I'll show you. And but like I said, I will leave a link in the description to Jayson's, the file that he has. I think I looked at it on Twitter. I clicked on it once and it didn't work, but I'll try it again. But that's, you know, if you guys want. But I mean, if you just do a side-by-side on these things, I mean, if you want to see a comparison to these two, I mean, it is, I mean, overall, Hasbro did a great job. I'm not taking anything away from them on this. I mean, just look at that. And like I said, this thing is, it's got some weight to it. It's very solid. And, you know, the cockpits, I mean, look at the cockpit canopy layer, right? I mean, it's just so much bigger. And it's just, oh man, they just did it. I mean, it's, I guess you can see the size comparison here. If I can, well, here, I'll do it like this. So like, if I turn them around, a little more interesting photo this way. But you can see it is a bit larger than the Power of the Force 2 version. I mean, look at that. And that's amazing. It's definitely scaled up better. Now I always one, it's like all of the vehicles are a little underscaled to the figures, but they're generally pretty good in scale with each other, so I don't really complain about it. But man, they did a really good job here with this one. I think it's pretty close. I mean, again, it's just gonna, like I said, it's gonna be flanked by 2 ties on my shelf, and it's gonna look awesome there. And that should do it for this video. You know, thanks so much for watching. If you are one of my subscribers, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. You know that. If you're not a subscriber, please consider hitting subscribe. Would love to have you. Leave a like. You made it this far. Hopefully you like it. You know, leave a comment. I really would love to hear your opinion of this. So let me know. Leave a comment below. And that should do it for this one. So until next time, may the Force.
Remember, the Force will be with you always. The Force will be with you.